The iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max are expected to arrive this September, and if the latest leaks are accurate, Apple's next Pro iPhones could bring some of the biggest upgrades we've seen in years, along with a potentially higher price tag. Over the past few months, credible tipsters, supply chain chatter, and early renders have started to align, giving us a clearer picture of what Apple may be planning. In this video, we're breaking down the most talked about iPhone 18 Pro leaks and rumors, design updates, the smaller dynamic island, the next-gen A20 Pro chip, major camera changes like variable aperture, iOS 27 with Siri AI and Apple Intelligence, and a new LTPO Plus display that could improve both efficiency and smoothness. As always, none of this is official until Apple announces it, but here's what the leaks suggest so far. Let's start with the design. Because the iPhone 18 Pro and 18 Pro Max are expected to keep a look that's very similar to the iPhone 17 Pro generation, especially on the back. According to multiple reports, Apple is sticking with the same overall rear layout, including the raised camera plateau, or platform that debuted previously. So if you were expecting a radical redesign, these leaks point to refinement instead of reinvention. But familiar doesn't mean boring. One of the biggest rumored changes is color. The standout shade being heavily discussed is a new dark cherry finish, described as a deeper, richer red tone that could become the headline color for the iPhone 18 Pro lineup. Alongside dark cherry, leaks also point to a light blue option, a darker blue option, and a classic silver colorway. And it's not just about looks. Durability may also improve this year. A new manufacturing process for the aluminum body is rumored to boost corrosion resistance and reduce the chance of discoloration over time, something that some users reportedly noticed on certain iPhone 17 Pro units. If Apple really has refined the metal treatment and coating, that's the kind of quiet upgrade Pro buyers will appreciate long after launch day. Now let's talk about the front, because one of the most exciting iPhone 18 Pro rumors is a significantly smaller dynamic island. Leaks suggest Apple could shrink the dynamic island by close to 50% compared to the iPhone 17 Pro. That's a big deal, because even if you like the dynamic island's features, most people still want more uninterrupted screen space. Specific leaked measurements claim the dynamic island could be around 13.49 millimeters wide, down from roughly 20.76 millimeters previously. In real-world use, that could make the display feel cleaner, more immersive, and more all-screen, especially when watching videos, gaming, or reading. The interesting part is that functionality is rumored to stay largely the same. So this isn't necessarily a feature removal, it's more like Apple is tightening the hardware, compressing the footprint, and giving you back more display without taking away what makes the dynamic island useful. Next, the performance jump. The iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max are rumored to launch with Apple's next-generation A20 Pro chip. The big headline here is the manufacturing process. Leaks suggest Apple could move to a 2-nanometer node. If true, this could be a major upgrade for both speed and power efficiency. Typically, smaller process nodes allow for more transistors, better performance per watt, and improved battery behavior under heavy tasks. Think gaming, 4K video workflows, AI features, and advanced photography processing. And the A20 Pro chip may not be working alone. The iPhone 18 Pro models are also rumored to feature Apple's C2 modem, which would be the company's second-generation connectivity modem. There's even talk of satellite-enabled 5G capabilities, though details are still unclear, and this one should definitely be treated as wait and see. On top of that, leaks mention an Apple N2 wireless networking chip, which could bring Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. That could translate to faster, more stable wireless connections, better performance on crowded networks, and improvements to features people actually use every day, like AirDrop reliability, personal hotspot stability, and overall upload and download speeds. Now to the camera, because this is where the iPhone 18 Pro could make a truly pro move. The main wide camera is expected to remain a 48-megapixel sensor, but the big rumored upgrade is variable aperture. If Apple brings variable aperture to the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max, the main lens would be able to adjust how much light enters the sensor depending on the scene. That matters for two major reasons. First, low light. A wider aperture can capture more light, which can improve night shots and reduce noise. Second, depth of field control. A variable aperture can allow more natural background blur or less blur depending on what you're shooting. That means portraits could look more DSLR-like, with more realistic separation, and you may get better control over how cinematic your images look without relying as heavily on software. Up to now, iPhone cameras have generally used fixed apertures, so this would be a meaningful shift in hardware philosophy. Apple could still use computational photography on top, but giving the system a variable aperture would provide more flexibility before the software even kicks in. If this leak is accurate, it could be one of the most noticeable real-world camera upgrades in years, especially for creators, travelers, and anyone who wants more natural-looking photos. Hardware is only half the story, because the other half is AI. The iPhone 18 Pro lineup is expected to launch in the iOS 27 era, and Apple has been pushing hard into Apple Intelligence and the next generation of Siri AI. According to what's been announced and what's rumored, Siri is becoming much more context-aware and capable. The new Siri AI is expected to better understand natural language, learn your personal context, and even recognize what's happening on your screen, so you can ask more human questions and get more useful answers. Even bigger, Siri could be able to take actions across apps on your behalf. That's the kind of feature that, if implemented well, could fundamentally change how people use iPhones day to day. Less tapping, fewer steps, more tell it what you want, and let the phone handle the process. There are also rumored Apple Intelligence upgrades across iOS 27 apps, including improvements to creative tools like Image Playground, potentially supporting more complex scenes and better results based on your prompts. And the camera app could be getting major AI assistance too, including a new Siri AI mode. Two rumored camera-related features, Extend and Reframe, sound designed to help users improve composition after the fact, potentially letting you adjust framing more intelligently and expand scenes in a way that looks natural. If Apple nails this, it could make casual photography feel far more professional with minimal effort. Now let's go deeper on the display, because the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are rumored to get an LTPO Plus upgrade. If you followed iPhone display tech, you've heard of LTPO, which helps deliver adaptive refresh rates for smooth scrolling while saving battery when high refresh isn't necessary. The Plus suggests Apple is pushing this even further. Leaks indicate LTPO Plus could give the iPhone finer control over electrical current at the pixel level, helping the phone dynamically adjust based on what's on screen. In theory, that could mean better power efficiency, smoother transitions, and potentially improved responsiveness without paying as big a battery penalty. There's also a rumor about a new M16 display material being used for the Pro models, possibly improving color accuracy and overall display performance. For anyone who edits photos, watches HDR content, or just cares about screen quality, this could be another under-the-radar upgrade that adds up over time. Now we have to talk about the elephant in the room: price. Several reports suggest the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max could cost more this year. And if Apple is combining a next-gen 2nm A20 Pro chip, new modem and wireless tech, a shrinking dynamic island, upgraded display technology, and a more advanced camera system, you can see why pricing might climb. The big question is whether Apple can justify it in a way that feels meaningful to everyday users, not just spec lovers. If these AI features deliver real utility, if the camera changes create instantly better shots, and if efficiency gains improve battery life, then the iPhone 18 Pro may feel like a true next step. But if the upgrades are subtle in daily use, a higher price becomes much harder to defend. So to recap, the biggest iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max leaks right now point to a familiar but refined design with new colors like dark cherry and improved durability, a dramatically smaller dynamic island for a more immersive display, the A20 Pro 2nm chip paired with upgraded connectivity like the C2 modem plus Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6, a major camera leap with a variable aperture main lens, iOS 27 upgrades with Siri AI and deeper Apple Intelligence features, and an LTPO Plus display with potential material improvements for color and efficiency. If even half of these rumors turn out to be true, the iPhone 18 Pro could be one of Apple's most significant Pro updates in a long time. If you want, I can also turn this into a tighter YouTube voiceover version, a longer documentary-style script or a short-form Reels script based on your channel style.